Astronomers have detected approximately 44 new ultra-compact dwarf galaxies, known as UCDs. The newly found objects most likely belong to the Fornax cluster. The discovery has been reported in a recently published research paper. Ultra-compact dwarfs are very compact galaxies with high stellar populations, containing approximately 100 million stars. These UCDs display masses, colors, and metallicities between those of globular clusters and early-type dwarf stars. These ultra-compact stellar systems could provide important information about the formation and evolution of galaxies in the universe. This cluster is located approximately 65 million light-years away from our Earth. The Fornax cluster is the second richest cluster of galaxies nearby. Due to its relatively close proximity, it is a valuable source of information about galaxy clusters in general. Based on previous observations made by astronomers of the Fornax cluster, they have so far detected 61 member UCDs in total. A group of astronomers that were working from the University of Groningen in the Netherlands reported the finding of dozens of new potential UCDs that may be associated with the Fornax cluster. Through the analysis of the data from the Fornax Deep Survey, Vista Hemisphere Survey, and the archival database from the Visible and Infrared Survey Telescope for astronomers, they managed to identify 44 candidate UCDs in the outskirts of this cluster. With the deep optical images of the Fornax Deep Survey combined with public near-infrared data, they managed to revisit the UCD population of the Fornax cluster and search for possible ultra-compact dwarf candidates. For the first time, however, they were able to use the virial radius of the galaxy cluster. The researchers also managed to select 220 UCD candidates, and from this broad sample, they chose 44 that have a higher probability of being real ultra-compact dwarfs. Almost all of the newly detected ultra-compact dwarf candidates are located outside the core of the Fornax cluster, which is more than 1,170 light-years away from the cluster's center. According to the research, almost half of the new found ultra-compact dwarf galaxies in the outskirts of the Fornax cluster appear to be intra-cluster UCDs. These are further away than 650,000 light-years from any galaxy in this cluster that is brighter than -18 MeV. The astronomers noted that this group of ultra-compact dwarfs may be formed in low-density environments and represent infalling UCD populations in the cluster. The research also identified 2 overdensities of ultra-compact dwarfs outside the core of the Fornax cluster in the northern and western sides, which appear to overlap the enhancements in the densities of dwarf galaxies in this cluster. This discovery suggests that the population of ultra-compact dwarfs follow the dwarf galaxies in the Fornax cluster and may form in low-density, pre-processed group environments. What challenges their current models of UCD formation is these very same characteristics. The astronomers worked on the paper and further added that follow-up spectroscopy and radial velocity studies are required in an effort to confirm the membership of the new ultra-compact dwarf candidates. These measurements would also create further information about the origin of these ultra-compact dwarfs. Ultra-compact dwarf galaxies are a new category of stellar systems that was discovered during the last decade in the core regions of nearby galaxy clusters. UCDs are characterized by old stellar populations. They are larger, brighter, and more massive than the biggest Milky Way globular clusters, but at the same time significantly more compact than typical dwarf galaxies of comparable luminosity. There are several theories about the origin of UCDs. Some persons believe that UCDs are remnant nuclei of tidally stripped dwarf galaxies. Some astronomers also believe that UCDs are merged stellar superclusters, while others are of the opinion that UCDs are genuine compact dwarf galaxies formed in the smallest peaks of primordial dark matter fluctuations. Recent research has shown that UCDs have dynamical ML ratios twice as large as globular clusters at comparable metallicity, and that for many UCDs, M over L is above the expectations for canonical stellar mass functions. Through this research, it suggests that either UCDs are stellar populations with extreme mass functions, or that UCDs correspond to small-scale concentrations of dark matter. Given that there exist high dark matter densities, this would open new avenues towards further research on the clustering properties of dark matter particles. Through further research of UCDs, one person aims to explain the elevated ratios of UCDs in the context of star formation and structure assembly. The results of this, of course, would indicate that the elevated ML ratios of UCDs are of baronic origin rather than due to dark matter. Many persons will continue to do research work on UCDs in various galaxy clusters, and they will work towards preparing a suitable proposal about the internal and external properties and characteristics of ultra-compact dwarf galaxies. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Let me know what you think about ultra-compact dwarf galaxies that have been found in the Fornax cluster, which is very close to our Earth. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.